Now that you are interested in finding a great guy, you need to know how to properly get his attention. You need to know how to flirt effectively. The sooner you understand this reality, the sooner you can continue ahead with discovering Mr. Close Enough to Man. Mr. Perfect, riding on a white steed that loses his direction, or discovered a princess and got hitched on his way to his manor. Get over it and continue ahead with it. You must effectively look for the man you had always wanted, and you will not discover him stowing away under your bed. You definitely realize that he isn't among the men that you are familiar with. The facts demonstrate that internet dating, while in its early stages, was just comprised of degenerates, sexual stalkers, geeks, and weirdos, yet that is not, at this point, valid. It has now become the fundamental apparatus of the single individual in every country on the planet. 40 million individuals can't all be wrong. Inquire as to whether they have at any point utilized internet dating or are utilizing it now. On the off chance that they are straightforward with you, they will be honest with you as to why they are online. It truly is the best approach to meet qualified men who need to meet you. It doesn't make any difference what any of your numbers are, like age, height, weight, or pay by the same token. In this vast world, there is a man who will like you, at that point love you, and feel that you are wonderful and excited. Excellence is entirely subjective, is valid. What is viewed as lovely in one piece of the world is totally not quite the same as what is viewed as delightful in another piece of the world. Locate a dating website that meets your requirements. Compose an incredible profile and post a complimenting picture. Begin reaching qualified men on the site. Mr. Close Enough to Wonderful could be a couple of mouse clicks away. What are the odds of finding Mr. Right online? The chances of finding your perfect partner online are much better compared to what you may think. It doesn't occur for everybody, obviously, but can occur for you. The universe of the internet or internet-based dating has erupted in most recent years. As our lives become busier and busier, we need to utilize our time and energy wisely as we continued looking for that exclusive person who will make our lives total. The familiar adage, "You need to kiss many frogs before you discover a prince," is not, at this point, valid. Why kiss frogs when you can read many profiles and take a gander at the photos that go with them for a little month-to-month expense? Here are a couple of valid justifications to think about when internet dating. 1. There is a wide scope of men to browse. You aren't restricted to the men in your group of friends or workplace. 2. You have the chance to become acquainted with many men before you at any point meet him. You will know his age, marital status, what city he lives in, regardless of whether he has kids, his height, weight, and his preferences, all from his profile. You'll even see an image of him. 3. You have a great opportunity to introduce yourself in an ideal manner. This is particularly valuable for those of us who are bashful. We have the opportunity to consider how we need to make statements about ourselves and try not to be silenced. Indeed, even the individuals who are busier can set aside time to consider who they truly are prior to composing their online profile. 4. Online dating is surely an efficient device. You can meet a countless number of men in much less time than you at any point could out in the real world. Since you are effectively searching for love, make certain to protect yourself. Here are 10 different ways to discover love for your heart yet keep yourself protected in your head. 1. Watch out for somebody who appears to be unrealistic. Start by talking exclusively by email. At that point, search for odd conduct or irregularities. The individual at the opposite end may not be who or what he says he is. Trust your impulses. On the off chance that anything makes you awkward, leave for your own well-being and assurance. 2. Connect on a site through a twofold visually impaired framework, guaranteeing your actual character is ensured until you choose to uncover it. Never incorporate your last name, personal residence, telephone number, work environment, email address, or some other recognizing data in your profile or introductory messages. While communicating with somebody, turn off your email signature record. Quit speaking with any individual who squeezes you for individual data or endeavors in any capacity to fool you into uncovering it. 3. Make certain to secure yourself against confiding in the conniving, potential sweethearts should procure your trust progressively over the long run, through reliably noteworthy, direct conduct. Take all the time you need to examine for a direct individual and give cautious consideration when first communicating. In the event that you presume somebody is lying, he likely is, so act appropriately. Be mindful about sentiment, your heart will much obliged. Try not to turn out to be rashly close with somebody, regardless of whether that closeness just happens on the net. On the off chance that you commonly choose to cross the final turning point, be keen and secure yourself. The U.S. Communities for Infectious Prevention and Counteraction http://www.cdc.gov/, gives you the absolute latest data accessible about explicit information about sexually transmitted diseases. 4. Most internet dating services don't expect individuals to submit to historical verifications. Nothing is 100% solid, simply make sure to think carefully and not simply with your heart. 5. A photograph will give him a chance to give a great impression. With a great smile, you will remember him over the rest of the profiles. Indeed, it is best to see a few pictures of somebody in different settings, easygoing, formal, indoor, and outside. In the event that all you hear are pardons regarding why you can't see a photograph, consider that he has something to hide. 6. A call can uncover much about a person's communication and social abilities. Think about your security and don't uncover your telephone number to an outsider. Attempt purchasing a wireless number all things considered, or use a different cell phone to block your telephone number from showing up on a guest ID. Give out your telephone number only when you feel totally fine about it. 7. The excellence of meeting somebody online is that you can gather data and decide whether to seek a relationship in the real world. You never are committed to meet anybody at any time. Also, regardless of whether you choose to meet, you generally reserve the option to adjust your perspective. It is conceivable that your choice to keep the relationship unknown depends on a hunch that you can't intelligently analyze. Confide in yourself. Go with your senses. 8. Focus on showcases of outrage, serious disappointment, or endeavors to control you. Acting in a detached, forceful way, offering disparaging or impolite remarks or any actually wrong conduct or warnings. You ought to be concerned if your date shows any of the accompanying conduct without giving an adequate clarification, gives conflicting data about age, interests, appearance, marriage status, calling, work, and so forth, will not address you on the telephone in the wake of setting up progressing, online closeness. Neglects to give straightforward answers to questions. Shows up altogether very different face-to-face from their online persona. Never acquaints you with companions, proficient partners, or relatives. 9. At the point when you decide to meet friends, consistently tell friends where you are going and when you will return. Leave your date's name and phone number with a friend. Never rely on your date to get you home. Get your own transportation. Meet in a public spot at a time with many individuals around. A natural cafe or cafe is regularly a decent decision, and when the date is finished, leave alone also. Don't drink exorbitantly, as it could debilitate your capacity to use sound judgment. On the off chance that eventually you and your date choose to move to another area, take your own vehicle. At the point when the circumstance is correct, thank your date for getting together and bid farewell. 10. On the off chance that you intend to fly in from another city, set up your own vehicle and lodging. Try not to spread the word about the name of your hotel and never let your date make any reservations for you. Get a rental vehicle at the air terminal and drive straight to your hotel. Continuously call your date from where you're staying. You can likewise look at the area you both consented to meet early to see precisely where it is and to get more acquainted with the territory. On the off chance that the area appears to be unseemly or risky, return to your inn. Attempt to contact your date at that area or leave a message on their cell phone. Ensure that a friend or relative knows your arrangements and has your contact info. Furthermore, have a wireless phone on your person, always. Never really feel uncertain about it. On the off chance that you are in any capacity scared of your date, utilize your best judgment to defuse the circumstance and leave. Excuse yourself long enough to call a very good friend to pick you up, ask another person on the scene for help, or sneak out a side door and drive away. In the event that you believe you are at serious risk, call the police. It is always better to be safe than sorry. Never stress or feel humiliated over your conduct. Your security is substantially more significant than one person feeling of you. While criminals, liars, and fakes positively can be exceptionally convincing online, you'll likewise discover them in clubs and dating sites, parties, or in any event, sitting opposite you at your neighborhood cafe. Regardless of where you meet somebody, dating is never hazard-free. Being a little alert will lessen your danger to your well-being when attempting to locate that specific somebody for your heart. 10 dating tips for women. On the off chance that you haven't heard, there are new principles on the dating scene. Here are my 10 best dating tips for ladies. 1. Never discuss an ex on an early date with another person. Your date will either feel that you are not over the other fellow and not prepared to focus on another relationship, or he will believe that you are an unpleasant and furious individual. Regardless, there won't be any future in the relationship. 2. Don't mess around. In the event that you think you need to assume a part to get a person, he'll never be yours over the long haul. You can't keep up the girl next door or the sex kitten act if that is not actually you. 3. Don't deceive a man on what you are looking for. In the beginning phases of a relationship, a person isn't keen on building up a drawn-out arrangement. He simply needs to invest energy with you to become acquainted with you. On the off chance that you begin discussing marriage and kids too early, you'll drive him away. 4. Accept the admiration he offers you. Men like to offer compliments. Furthermore, they like for you to acknowledge them. At the point when he says you look pleasant, the right reaction is to say, thank you. You shouldn't attempt to divert the commendation or reveal to him the entirety of the reasons that you don't look great. 5. Be genuine with your sentiments. An excessive number of ladies think they need to concur with everything a man says to land him. Truth be told, most men like a lady who has her own conclusions on certain things. While you can be pleasant, it's okay to communicate your view and have a sense of things. 6. Be positive on the date. A date should be a pleasant social event, not a treatment meeting. Try not to go on about how your mother bothers you or your manager is oppressive. Attempt to take your date for a ride. 7. It's only the first date. Such a large number of ladies consider a date as a lifetime responsibility. In the event that you don't get along with a person, that is all right. Simply proceed onward. Be secure that you have something to bring to the table. 8. Don't attempt a new hairstyle before a first date. In the event that you are apprehensive about going out with a person, an emotional change in your hairdo, shading, or makeup is simply going to make you more anxious, not less. 9. If you feel befuddled in regards to what to discuss, get some information about his work. Men love to discuss themselves and they like to see themselves in the part of an extraordinary supplier. Whatever you do, don't ramble on about yourself. Give him freedoms to dazzle you, regardless of whether you are now intrigued. 10. Never go out with a man a second time on the off chance that he has made you awkward on a first date. Trust your impulses. Try not to behave recklessly. Proceed onward in the event that you have gotten awful vibes on a first date. Those are my best dating tips today for ladies. I wish you much success in finding the man of your dreams. With the right amount of effort, you will find a man in no time. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. Nat King Cole. Deep within us, no matter who we are, there lives a feeling of wanting to be lovable, of wanting to be the kind of person that others like to be with. And the greatest thing we can do is to let people know that they are loved and capable of loving. Fred Rogers. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, comment and give this video a like. Also share this video. Until next time, this is a guide to a man's heart.